What are you going to go as for Halloween?
Because I'm moving and I can't spend a lot of money, I had to think of my wardrobe and what I could do.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go as a really creepy mime.
A creepy mime.
I mean, as if they aren't creepy by themselves anyway, but it's gonna be like a
You know,
bloody
there's that whole trend going on of the creepy
with the
mimes
clown. I
everywhere.
know, so I feel like it's really apropos right now.
No, the whole joke was it isn't because they're clowns, not mimes. You were off by one.
But mimes are technically. I had this discussion
They
with
are.
Peter.
They are. Are you
Mimes,
about to say they're
all
technically
mimes,
clowns?
all mimes are clowns. Not all clowns are mimes.
That is so
It's
wrong.
so true. It is
And
so
I don't know how many of our mime viewers you just really offended right
true.
now,
I
but
I'm
all I
sick
can
by
see in
it.
my head is my subscriber count ticking down, 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 down.
Yeah,
How dare she? How dare she
I
say we're all clowns?
you had a lot of mimes for.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a big demographic, mostly in France. Hi everybody and welcome to the Disney Top 5, the series where Christine and I pick a topic about Disney World or the Disney parks in general, and we do our top 5. We're doing it old school style
Yep.
via Skype because Christine is in the process of moving apartments,
Yep.
and so just trekking all the way out there. And I'll be honest with you, I just got back from vacation. The idea of setting up all those lights, that's so tiring.
That's just not.
So we'll just do it webcam style, like the good old days. And in the spirit of Halloween, which is coming up next week, we are going to be doing the top 5. I'm calling this the top 5 scariest Disney World experiences.
Okay.
I figure that
That sort of
because
changes my top five,
what were you
though.
doing? What were you doing with
Well,
your
'cause I
top
was
5?
thinking a little bit more attraction based. But if it's
That's
Disney
fine.
World experiences,
Well, my thought process was Disney in general is not a very scary place, so you have to sort of open the
man,
spectrum
you've
up.
got a lot of kids crying. That's pretty scary.
That can be scary. The like 8 o'clock cranky hour.
Yeah.
So I figured
Obviously, the
experiences would work.
strollers as battering rams also scary. I mean,
I've
there's quite a
never
lot of
had
scary.
problems with strollers
Oh, I
or like the electric. Everybody talks about getting run over by strollers and electric scooters. Never had that
my
problem.
poor ankles.
I you know what? I have cat-like reflexes, so and I'm always aware of my surroundings, and that's always made a really good experience. Anyway, let's kick off this list with your number 5, unless you
Okay.
want to do a little quick revisions now that you know it's
No, you know
outside of the
what?
attractions.
I'm gonna stick with it. But if something pops in my head in the middle, we'll give it a little addendum.
Okay.
But I'm gonna stick with my list. And my number 5. This is actually not something I remember, but was told scared the crap out of me when I was 2 years old. And it was Captain EO, specifically Michael Jackson. Scared the crap out of me
Okay.
apparently when I was 2 years old. So my mom used to always tell me this story. First time I ever went to Disney, 1988. I'm dating myself right now. Wasn't scared of anything. Went on Snow White's creepy adventure. I know that's not what it's called, but that's what I'm gonna call it.
Right.
Didn't scare me. Like lots of rides that I think scare very little children. She was like, "You were fine. You would just like look around and everything was great." They bring me into Captain EO. As soon as Michael Jackson came onto the screen, I started like crying. I just like lost it apparently. And so there's this ongoing joke in my family about it. And like when we go to, well, when it was there, when we would go to watch Captain EO, it would be like, "Oh my God, Captain EO!" Like, but it was just because I was 2 years old, and I think it was just a lot
Could it
going.
have been like you're in your mind you connected it with like Thriller or something where he turns into a
Maybe it
monster?
might have also been that it was 3D. Maybe it was just a lot for my little 2-year-old brain to handle. I don't know.
Sensory
I can't
overload.
Yeah, but so that's my number 5 because apparently it really did traumatize me when I was a kid, and it's
Well,
just so funny that we like still talk about it now.
did not expect that one to be
Yeah.
on the list, but sure. I'm taking a different approach with this list. My number 5 are the standby wait times on the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Yeah,
Because
it's scary.
I have seen them pass an hour while still within the extra magic hour morning hour, which to me is terrifying because the ride's great, but it's not that great. So, you know, any ride where I'm so glad we missed the opening of Frozen Ever After because
Oh
I feel
my
like
God,
it
that
would have
is
been
not worth
trumped
it either.
by like that line to say it literally went to China. That would have been a scarier one. But for me, top 5 scary wait time, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Your number 4, go.
Well, we are so different planes right now. Scary. It's great though. Though yours just made me think of something else I'll talk about later. My number 4 is Tom Sawyer's Island.
Okay, that can be creepy.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know, it's secluded. You have to take this raft to get to it. Not a lot of people go on it, so when you're there, you're kind of like by yourself for quite a bit of it, at least I find.
Yeah.
And there's like weird, creepy tunnels and stuff in there, and then they have like the weird sounds of like they're supposed to be like Native Americans there. I don't know, whatever. The whole thing is kind of creepy. Like, I can only imagine what that's like at nighttime. Do they allow you on there at nighttime?
I don't think they do. I think like around sunset they close it.
Why is that, guys? Why is that?
Because that's when the Magic Kingdom troll comes out, and that is his domain.
Exactly.
And if you wander over there, that's it. You're gone and you're eaten, and then you just become part of the Magic Kingdom.
There you go. I don't know.
That's something I want to do when we go in January. I haven't been on that island in ages. I want to go back.
All right, let's do it.
Let's just, you know what? The big thing on YouTube these days are these kids like sleeping out overnight in Walmarts and like little pillow tents and stuff. Oh, you haven't heard of this? It's a thing. It's weird, but it's a thing. I say we just try and sneak on Tom Sawyer's Island and stay overnight.
No,
it's like a found footage horror movie
that's
waiting
what I was
to
gonna
happen.
say. I was going to say that's going to turn into Blair Witch, and I am not okay with that.
Okay.
No, thank you.
But like the Disney Blair Witch, so it'll be still PG. My number 4 scary experience at Walt Disney World is actually something I love, but just not in this context, and that is Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe between the hours of noon and 2 p.m. That was my first experience, and the experience in which I learned that there can actually be a queue for a lunch spot. And I don't just mean a queue like it takes a while for everyone to shuffle in through the doors.
Sure.
No, I mean you have to stand online while somebody from Disney waits and keeps count of how many people are coming in and out before you're allowed in, like a nightclub or something. Yep. And that's not even the line to order food. And that's terrifying when you're hungry and it's midday.
Okay, just go somewhere else. That's better.
No,
anyway.
There is nowhere else that's better. That's the scariest part. When you're sitting there and you're eating, you're going, oh my gosh, how could a place be this good? Everything else is just going to be awful in comparison. What do I do? My bar has been raised to unreachable heights.
Right.
It's horrifying. You can go on to your number 3 now, though.
Sorry, I'm just trying to... Okay.
Get used to it. It's the rest of this list.
Yeah, I can tell. So my number 3 is the Haunted Mansion scene with the bride.
Yes! When I started a serious list, that was number 1 on my serious list.
Because that is creepy AF, guys. Like, that... The rest of the rides, like... I mean, it is kind of
why?
scary. What do you mean? Do I know why?
I really sat down and thought about this for a while, why it creeped me out so much. And I think it's because when you break down the Haunted Mansion, that's the only scene where the actual threat of physical violence is acknowledged. Like,
True.
Ghosts don't hurt anybody in the beginning part of the Haunted Mansion or the end. They're just spooky. But in the attic, that bride's killing people.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, she killed 3 of her husbands.
Yeah.
And then that thing, like when she says like, all those lines till death do us part, and like the axe shows up. I mean, it's scary. It's definitely the scariest part of the entire thing. Like you said, it's creepy in the beginning, but that's like that's something out of my nightmares. Like that's
scariest part. They all signed prenup, so it was all for nothing. She got nothing out of it.
Except for the joy of killing people, obviously.
Do the killing before you sign it, because it's otherwise it's ruined. My number 3 scariest moment in Walt Disney World is getting stuck on It's a Small World. I'm pretty sure that song on loop, I'm pretty sure it violates parts of the Geneva Convention.
Depends on how long you're stuck.
Oh, we're clearly when I say the term getting stuck, that's over a half hour. Otherwise, it's just
I've never been stuck over a half hour at any ride. Luckily.
Otherwise, you snooze for a little bit, check your phone if you got some coverage. But beyond that, that's when it starts to affect your psyche. And the scariest part is it's in ways you're probably not even going to know for years and years and years. You're going to come out thinking, wow, that was real inconvenient, but I'll be fine. And then just, 20 years from now, you're going to see like a Dutch kid dancing in a circle, and it's just going to set you off. And that's just going to bring you back to like these awful memories.
A Dutch kid.
Yeah, just dancing in a circle like the little doll does.
Yeah, no. I don't know where you're going to see that in your life.
Everybody thought the trigger would be the song, but it's not going to be the song, and that's the scary part. Is you'll hear the song, and you go, huh, bad memories, huh? And then you're just going to see like an elephant just shaking its head back and forth when you're taking a vacation in India, and that's going to set it off, and you're going to start screaming.
You're like really breaking my mind right now. Number 2, moving on, is Alien Encounter. Obviously, yep. How could I not put that on my list? It's been obviously years because it's been closed for years. But I honestly think I attribute Alien Encounter to one of the first things as a child that made me enjoy scary things. I've always been a person who loves horror stuff. People watch me on YouTube know I love to play like horror games and all that. Yeah. And I really think Alien Encounter was the thing that set me on that path, because I remember at like 11 or 12 being absolutely horrified, but also just loving the feeling of being scared. Like I remember coming out of there like giggling because it was just so exciting, like that adrenaline rush. But oh man, so scary, like feeling the steps behind you, feeling the breath on the back of your neck. I mean, it was terrifying. It terrified my parents as adults. So like,
after researching it for the latest video I did on it, I kind of wish I had a chance to have ridden it, and I never did because it sounds creepy. The original story for it sounds even creepier because it involved it all being like nefarious on like you were supposed to die in it. But it seemed like and everybody I know who has ridden it has sort of a similar stance where they're just like, oh, it was so much fun, but it was so scary. And my little sister told me not to ride it because I'd be scared, but she loved it at the same time. Yeah. Just think, if you were born like a couple of years later, you would have experienced Stitch instead of Alien Encounter, and then instead of loving horror, you would have been on like My Strange Addiction for chili dogs.
Thank God, right?
Bullet dodged.
Yeah.
My number 2 scariest experience at Walt Disney World is when you're 4 or 5 people away from getting onto an almost full bus at the end of the night at the Magic Kingdom or any other parks.
I don't think that's scary.
That is the most tense, beads of sweat dripping down your faces. Are people going to move back enough? Am I going to make it, or am I going to be stuck here for another 30 plus minutes waiting for the next bus? Please, can people move back? We come from New York where we can pack people into those things like sardine cans. But not everybody wants to stand that close to one another in Disney, especially after 12 hours of sweating in Orlando sun. But oh my gosh, am I going to make it, or am I not going to make it? Just one person off. You had to have that stroller.
May I make a suggestion?
Yes.
I think you might want to go see somebody about your anxiety because it's really coming across strong.
I was expecting this to be one that everyone would they would all relate to, and they'd be like, yeah,
but it's not terrifying.
It's tense. It's not terrifying, but it's tense. You're just gripping the railing, and you're like, come on, move back, just a quarter inch. Come on, driver. Nobody really needs to stay behind the yellow line. That's just a thing that they say. You could totally stand like a foot before the yellow line. It's fine. And that is why I'm staying at a monorail resort in January.
Number 1.
Is your number 1 going to be doing this video?
Yeah, I think I might have to change it. My number 1 is Dinosaur. And
wow, more so than Alien Encounter?
More so than Alien Encounter, but maybe also because like that's a fresher experience for me.
Okay.
Obviously that moment where the dinosaur comes from the side and they take your photo. Right. And as you can attest, I look horrified every time we go on that ride. Like, I'm pretty sure you get the best laughs out of our photo afterwards because I look like I'm about to be murdered. it's just, I know it's coming, but it's so big and it's so loud. And especially if you get seated on the side of the
Yep.
dinosaur, forget it. It's just like there's nothing between me and it. And I know it's not real, but it's just so scary. And I let out guttural screams that I don't think anything else makes me react that
That
way.
to me is what you called Alien Encounter, sort of that fun experience of being
Yeah.
scared is what Dinosaur is for me.
Oh, it's fun. By all means, I love that. There's a reason why I keep going on it. If it was really that scary for me, I wouldn't go on it again. I
Yeah.
love the feeling of being that scared, but I don't know. I don't know
Okay.
why it's so scary. It just is.
Before I get to my number one, I want to throw out a couple of honorable mentions that were now I'm thinking of would work on a serious list.
Uh-huh.
And those are the alien scene in the Great Movie Ride, which always creeped me out as a
Yep.
kid. And I loved it because of the Nostromo sound effect of the
Yep.
alarm going off. Expedition Everest, getting to ride it while the Yeti was in A mode. And not knowing about it because I had only knew, okay, it was a roller coaster. I knew there was a Yeti involved. I didn't realize how big the Yeti was and that he
Right.
swung at you. And so the first time I had ridden it while it was in A mode, he swings at you. And that was probably the only time in my life I screamed uncontrollably, like without thinking like, this is fun, let me scream, like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It was just a natural reaction to something that big swinging at me. So that was pretty scary, and I loved it.
That. So funny.
Totally caught me up, especially because they play with your senses. So like you're really far away, and I was like, "Oh, that Yeti's not too bad." And then you get close, and his hand's like as big as your head, and he just swipes at you. It was a scary moment. But no, the scariest Walt Disney World experience is getting your Magic Band bill at the end of a trip and seeing what happens when you just spend magic money for an entire week without thinking of actually how much you're spending. That's pretty
fair.
scary to me. And that is, not only is it a scary thing, it's a scary thing that is now moving into the real world with like, Apple Pay and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So, it's going to be a terrifying existence.
Fright Fest forever.
Boop. Whatever it is. Boop. I'm thirsty. Boop. Just swipe that Magic Band all you want. You don't have to worry. It's like when it's the cliche of like a college kid getting his first credit card and going,
Right.
free money. So there you have it. Our top 5 scariest experiences at Walt Disney World. Obviously, some more scarier than others. She can't see me that I'm motioning mine being scary. Let us know in the comments what your scary experiences. Maybe we're wrong and Disney is an actual scary place to be and there are a lot more options than we thought. You can let us know in the comments below. You can let us know on Twitter. I'm at Rob Plays. Christine?
I'm at Ivy Winter YT.
I want to thank you all for watching. If you have a topic suggestion, you could also let us know for a future top 5. If you want more Disney content, you could go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I do 3 Disney videos a week. If you want even more Disney content, check out Christine's channel.
You can find me at Ivy Winter on YouTube.
There you go. And if you want even more Disney content, the both of us do a weekly Disney podcast called the Tomorrowland Transit Authorities. You can find it on iTunes, Google Play, on our website, ttapodcast.com, and all the links are in the description below. Thanks, Christine. I'm going to go have nightmares for the rest of the week, thinking about getting onto that bus or, trying to get lunch between 12 and noon. And I'll probably just be really tired by the end of this week.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
We've done vehicles and smells and quotes, and today we'll be tackling the top 5 views in Walt Disney World. Hi, Christine.
Hello.
So let's just jump right into it. Here we are. We're here in Tomorrowland.